Yo. What's good? Haven't seen you since last year? Yeah, guys, it's been a whole year. Oh shit, beta update. That's why Mac... Guys, the servers are not going live. It's fucking Saturday. I don't know anything about that. I'm just here and I'm ready. I'm just talking to y'all. You know? That's it. I haven't streamed in 5 days. Did you kill Mr. Radon? No. I saved that for you all. We probably won't do that today, but I still have one boss to go. Also, I'm a fucking beast. Unrelated to anything we're talking about. I'm just throwing that out there. Yo, check out these dogs, man. Hey, girls, come here. Look at these little girls. These happy little doggies. Stay small, no go big. Fuck you went big. Oh, I'm big. Look how small I am right here. You see me? Dude, my dog just yeeted my microphone. She just fucking yeeted it out of the picture. She fucking threw it. Ella, fucking... I'm trying to stream. Hey, can I stream? Can I talk to these people, please, Ella? She's looking at me like she wants to do it. She's gonna fucking yeet it. Ella? Alright, she doesn't give a fuck. Hi, sweetheart. Go lay down. It's time to stream now. Yeah, I was looking for some energy today, and I couldn't find a monster, so oh wait, I actually shouldn't even talk about that if I'm drinking anything else. Monster's the only thing for me. I would never drink something. I would pay good folding money to be allowed to walk those dogs. Bro, you want to walk my dogs? That'd be sweet. That would be efficient for me. This is an M, basically. The Santa hat bit died early. Okay, I thought about wearing a Santa hat thing today to keep the bit going, but I was on Twitter and I saw someone being like, you know what makes me so fucking mad when people are so festive past the New Year's? Like, take down your decorations and get that dusty-ass Christmas tree out. And that, guys, I'll tell you what, it brought me right out of the Christmas spirit. I'll be honest with you. I was like, I was sitting there looking at the Santa hat, and it was looking at me like the fucking Green Goblin mask. You know? Like, yeah, I don't know, but I couldn't do it. Reading Twitter? Yeah. Yeah, Twitter's not good. Is anyone else, am I super old and like, I'm not with the times. I don't get it. I'm some crotchety old man. Am I old in thinking that, yes, no, you guys didn't even hear what I said yet. Don't say yes before. Why are you guys all saying yes? No, don't say, listen to what I say before you answer, or else there's no reason me saying this. Fuck. Okay. Am I old, or is social media objectively bad for the human race? Like, we were not meant to have social media. That's what I think. I think social media is definitely a negative. You're right. Okay, so I'm not old then. So I'm not old. All right, fucking thank you guys. That's what I was asking. No, you are also old. Still old, but right. Okay. Fuck it then. Boys, I'm having the happiest time of my life right now. I'm feeling fucking amazing. And you know it's gonna even get better soon, because we got Plunderstorm coming out. I got a little trip to go see my family in a couple weeks. We got like WoW Season 2 beta servers coming live probably soon. I am going on a little trip next week for a few days as well. I don't really know where we'll be going yet, but we're gonna go try to find snow. I haven't seen snow in a long time, chat. I live in LA, and I just haven't seen snow, and I want to see snow. So I might be driving somewhere with some snow in it. What is it? Big Bear is so sad right now for snow. Yeah, we were looking at Big Bear. We were maybe looking at Sequoia. But shit, we might have to like, cause I don't like want to go skiing. I kind of want to go sledding and just like walk around in it. You know? Also, for what it's worth, guys, I think I did end up not meeting my streaming hours last month. But I don't know if it'll matter. No one from Liquid's brought it up to me yet. So as long as you all don't bring it up to them, we're chilling. I don't think it matters, you know? Why did you bring it up with us? Because we talked about it at the end of last month. I always keep it a buck with you guys. If you haven't been to Sequoia before, it's beautiful. Yeah, I really want to go. I'm in this stage of my life now where I feel like I have spent so many years grinding this gaming thing and getting, like, I guess my career going. And because of that, I missed a lot of experiences I would want to have. So, like traveling, even just doing things locally in LA. I just like, I had to stream, and if we traveled somewhere, I had to be there for a short amount of time and go back, because I just had to grind my stream. I'm not there right now. I'm happy with where I'm at, and kind of want to live life a little bit. That's kind of where I'm at. So I want to see those experiences. We're still streaming, but I'm just saying, like, you know, obviously, I think I'm learning in like the off seasons of WoW to kind of like explore more. I think that'll be fun. Good for you, but also blow up. We want content. Yeah, guys, I know I haven't been streaming a lot recently. GG's, it's over. Echo winning. I said the WoW off season. Like leading up to a race, that nothing there is different. But yeah, I know I haven't been streaming a lot, boys. I know. I've been living life. You know, it's been fun. I went climbing again yesterday. If any of you guys climb, bro, how long does it take as a climber to where it's normal for you to like know how to use your body, your hips, and your legs better, to where your forearms aren't completely fucked every single time you climb? A few months. Top rope or bouldering? Long arms, hip to wall. Bro, I've been trying to do that shit. But I even went in yesterday with, like, I watched so many videos and I'm like, bro, my hips are going to be on that wall. I'm going to be rotating. I'm going to be fucking putting my center of gravity over my toe. I'm going to be pressing up with my legs and shit, because I have huge legs because of hockey. So, like, I should utilize that, right? But nope, I just am new climber guy, and I just see thing, I'm like, oh, I can pull myself up with that. I can do a bunch of pull-ups, right? So, like, I can just, like, find a thing, grab it, and just pull my whole body up. That's the natural thing to do because I'm stupid, right? So, but then the problem is you do that, and then in, like, an hour and a half, you're just, your arms are just fucking cooked. Max, are you gonna pull up to Shroud's charity thing? Oh, I haven't texted him in a few days. What's he? Oh, he was doing that thing at the beginning of this month, right? What's he doing? Where's little Shroudy at? Is he doing like a subathon thing? He delayed it. A fragathon. Starting soon. I'll text him right now. I haven't talked to him since before Christmas, so I'll hit him up. Oh my god, I forgot that his fucking VOD was on right here. And I just opened like his shit on my phone. Like his text, and then I heard him saying no, and that is fucking that was weird. That was really weird. Okay. 1 second. You guys think it's weird that I have like when I type on my phone I hear the like little here, I'll get it real close. You guys think that's weird? If you're like alone to have the little sounds on? Very old man. That's old man behavior. Bro, but I fucking love it though. Social media bad, phone sounds on, old man confirmed. Yeah. Guys, I just want to learn how to climb good. I just want to learn how to climb good. That's it. Become Magnus. Yeah, I went there with a few people. And, well, okay, I guess I should. All right, boys, we don't usually, disclose a lot of stuff, but you guys have known I've been dating someone for like over a month now. And I've been giving you all little updates, but I'm not giving you too much. But yeah, we are what as the kids say, official now. Kind of progressed pretty fast. Very happy. So there you go. That's a little bit of tidbit of information you guys have. After a month, yeah, I never do stuff that fast, but it's like, I don't want to get too much into it, but like, it's fucking amazing. Yeah, it's great. Happiest I've ever been in my life, for sure. You guys don't get to know a lot about her, but yeah, she's great. Do we know a name? Nope. You guys don't get to know anything. That is, and also do not blame her for the lack of streams. That is not her fault. That is my decision, and it is not a her thing. It's a this time of the year, you know, just taking some time off thing. You know, I'm been doing a lot of other stuff in my time too. But what about us, guys? I'm always here for you. You guys will never be getting. You guys are not getting abandoned. Does she love the dogs? Yeah, she does, and they love her too. She has a cute dog as well. Happy for you. Thank you. How can we blame her? We don't know who... Yeah, true. True. Does she like watching hockey? She actually, like, isn't... She doesn't play a ton of games, although we did make her a WoW character. She wanted to, like, understand WoW more. So I made her a WoW character on my account on some random server, which you guys will never know about. But oh no, I mean, she's not like going hard into WoW. She just account sharing. Oh, maybe, yeah. I mean, fucking ban me. But yeah, did you name the character? No, she named it. Yeah, she yeah, no, it's great. What if she likes AUG? Guys, come on. But hockey, we just went skating the other day, which she actually skates on herself, a lot of roller stuff. She does like roller skating, but she was getting good at ice skating. What if she prefers classic? It would still be fine. Can we at least know which class? Wait, what was the class? Wait, let me check. I think it's Frosty K. But I did not influence her. I didn't say like make a Frosty K. She was just like making a bunch of characters and it was a panda and then like DK just looked really cool. So she did that. Although she did like watch one of my undercover videos. So when we were making the character, she was like, "Who's Bone Floppy?" I'm like, "Oh boy. Who is Bone Floppy?" That's what a question. Bone Floppy is here. Bone Floppy's right here, bro. Bone Floppy's a goddamn legend. What kind of dog does she have? She has it's a mix. Definitely has some pit in the face, maybe some bulldog in the body. Really sweet dog. And yeah, our dogs have met. We like rented out this neutral location to have them meet, and they got along great, which is good. But yeah, I told you guys when we started dating, I wasn't going to keep you guys super updated because, you know, I keep a lot of that stuff super private. I mean, I know a lot of you guys didn't even know I broke up with my ex like a long time ago until it was brought up on stream like a month or two ago when I just casually was mentioning not being in a relationship before. And you're like, wait, you weren't? Because I usually keep that stuff private. And I am going to keep it private, but it did progress really fast in a really good way. So I just wanted to make sure you guys, you know, I care about you guys a little bit. Don't take this too far, but I care about you guys, and I know we talk about a lot of stuff, so I just wanted to keep y'all a little updated. That's all. Your boy's in a really good spot right now. Extremely happy with like pretty much everything in my life, but really, really happy about that. W cult. We are in a cult, but also, you know, the parasocial relationships stay strong. Dude, one of my favorite bits is still being parasocial with viewers against their will. Flipping that shit right around on you. Max, why did I see climbing comments? Have you started climbing? I have, yeah. So I've never climbed before, but my girlfriend has been climbing for a long time, bouldering. So I don't need it to necessarily become my thing, but if she's interested in it and is passionate about it, I want to share that. If she wants to, she likes sharing that with people. So I wanted to try it and experience it, and it's fun. I mean, like climbing stuff is fun. Like as a kid, I would like, you know, randomly just like climb random shit, you know, like trees and stuff like that. But like actually doing it in an organized setting is really fun. The only problem is it absolutely torches my forearms. And I have like 2 hockey games tonight, apparently. And I can't do anything with my forearms. So my shot's going to kind of suck, and I probably can't take any face-offs. But we're going to figure it out. I think the more I climb... Is this true, any climbing geniuses? The more I climb, the less sore my forearms will be after climbing for 2 reasons compounding. One of them is the more you climb, the more you learn not to exclusively use your arms. And also, the more you climb and use your arms, the more used to your arms become to that kind of strain or stress or like that kind of workout to where they're like stronger for it. They get less sore. Yeah, very much like a first few weeks things that it's that bad. Yeah, and my fingers are fucking killing me. Like, my hands hurt so bad. Like, from... Holy shit. I need to train, like, grip strength and specifically, like, being able to hold on to really crimpy things with just my fingers and have that be fine. Because, like, right now, It's brutal. Get a hangboard. I mean, shit, I'll get a hangboard right now, buddy. Is that get a hangboard? They're easy to install. And do like 3 sets of 10 seconds ish drills 2 times a day. All right, guys, I'm gonna fucking do that. I'm gonna buy one of these things right now. All right, when you said it takes 10 seconds to install, oh no, you said they're easy to install. See, the thing is, I'm kind of stupid at installing things. I don't know if that's ever been a problem for you guys. One of my main problems is that I'm very stupid. Will we be seeing any undercover raid leading videos again? Yes, 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 yes. Watch Free Solo on Hulu. Incredible doc and climbing culture. Yeah, I've seen Free Solo. I've also seen a few other climbing documentaries. When you said that, though, for a second, I thought you said watch Free Solo and then go do that. And I couldn't tell if you were, like, basically telling me to go kill myself. Which would have been, like, really dark. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I found some hangboard stuff. Okay, I'm trying to find the one that looks like the easiest to install where I don't have to nail anything to a wall. Because that's... When drills get involved, when hammering gets involved, that's when my stupidity becomes a big problem. This guy plays hockey 20 times a week. Do you think he's going to be able to properly dose finger training? This is no good. Bro, I don't know why, but calling it finger training just sounds funny. Yeah. Yeah, I have a problem. The thing is, though, is like when I started playing hockey this much, I felt like my body was permanently never recovered. And everyone I played with, like, said I was crazy for doing it. And, like, if they ever play, like, 2 games in 3 days or 3 days in a row, they're always, like, talking about how sore they are. But, bro, I play every day, usually multiple times a day. And I take 1 day off a week, and I just make sure to, like, eat right. And I'm fucking, like, good to go every game. I'm, like, never tired. I'm like, I never feel like I take a lot of time, like, stretching and stuff and, like, trying not to get injured. But, I mean, I'm, like, ready to go. If I played less, I wouldn't be any more recovered, I don't think. But it took a long time to build up to that. But now I can play hockey every day, and that's fucking fun. If you guys care about that, if you guys do any activities, I've done a lot of intense exercise. There's one thing I learned nutritionally over the last year that changed everything. Like, or by far had the biggest impact of everything else. There's like 100 small things, but number one, and I see almost no one doing this when they're ending a hockey game or doing something else. But if you drink, like, it kind of depends on your body weight, but for me, I weigh 175. I drink like 40 grams of protein in a protein shake and 80 grams of carbs in a protein shake. Just like fast digesting carbs, just immediately after you're done skating. Like before you drive home. That singular thing was by far the best thing for doing that kind of stuff consistently. It absolutely changes your entire body's recovery just doing that alone. Because that's like when your body's the most receptive to that kind of stuff. Right after you're done. And it's just like so many people don't do it. They like wait till they go home and then they don't eat right away. It's so bad. What do you use for fast digesting carbs, dextrose? I use... Okay, kind of a no free ads moment right now. They're not paying me, but the brand that I use is ATP Pentacarb. So I use this. It's like, it's just carbs, a little bit of electrolytes, and it comes in like unflavored cherry and raspberry, mango and pineapple. I have like 30 of these in my house because they went out of stock like earlier in the year, and I wanted to make sure I never didn't have anything more. I have so much of that. I go through like one of these a week. Oh, that's fun. Max, what are your thoughts about low-end cutting-edge guilds moving over to doing splits to speed up progression, like progging queen now level of guild? What? What are your thoughts about low-end cutting-edge guilds moving over to doing splits to speed up progression? Like you're doing it late in the tier? Like you've been... here's what I'm guessing by reading your message. Like, you've been progressing for, like, 3 months now, and you've gotten to, like, 6 out of 8 Mythic. But instead of, like, continuing to progress... Oh, I see. No, for next year. Oh, you're saying, like, should you all do splits earlier in the patch? I mean, doing splits, which is also, like, kind of the same thing as, like, spending more time out of game in Mythic Plus... That's all good, right? Like all of those things are a good thing. It's going to increase your power level, but I don't know at what, like I wouldn't be a very good gauge for like what are the efficient things to do. Like let's say you have extremes of guilds, right? You have my guild, which why is it playing sound? Oh, I know. Like in my guild, we're gonna do every single thing possible to succeed, and that's the only thing that's accepted. Anything less than everything you can do is not acceptable. And then you have guilds that are the most casual, like the biggest extreme, where like nothing is required. You don't have to do Mythic Plus. You don't even have to log in, and you just have to like log in during raids sometimes and like show up, and that's fine. But then like. Oh no. Is he gonna break my hearth? You absolute fucking crab. Bro, am I gonna die out here? Oh, please help me, big robot man. Oh, my savior. Who is in this fucking... Who is... Oh, is he someone's like pet or something? Alright, I need to get out of here, bro. Yeah, I mean, like, doing splits will get you more gear, but... Okay, if you're a late cutting edge guild, isn't gear, like, not really your problem? Am I out of touch here? Basically, my previous thought was there are probably guild ranks, and there are people who run guilds in those guild ranks that could probably accurately tell you if you're going to add time, like an extra raid day, or if you're going to spend some time in Mythic Plus, or if you're going to do splits, there's probably, like, a value graph, you know? Like, here are the most valuable things to add, and who knows how far down the list splits would be in that example. But I'm not in that. I am. There are people who know way better than me when it comes to that kind of stuff because we get everything. Okay, so what I was gonna say is, I feel like late cutting edge guilds, you are less. Tell me if I'm wrong. Very possible I'm wrong. Wrong constantly, right? Love being wrong. Okay. I feel like gear isn't your biggest obstacle. Because by the time, if you're a late cutting edge guild, just by the way this game works with weekly resets of gear and just the crest system in general, gear is less of an obstacle. It is to early progression. Like, gear always helps. But like with the stacking raid buff and gaining gear, you're basically gated by the amount of time you spend raiding as a group to kill bosses, right? So let's all admit, not every guild is as skilled as each other. There could be a late cutting edge guild that is very skilled but barely ever raids or started really late. And there could be a cutting edge guild that's been raiding the whole patch that is not as good as, like, let's say Liquid or Echo. Seems reasonable, right? And then every guild in between. So, like, you're probably just gated by the amount of time. So, a guild might take 2 hours to kill a boss, and another guild might try that same boss with the same gear and the same characters, and they might kill it in 20 hours of progression. But those guilds that take longer to kill those fights, they need more raid time to account for it. So, like, I don't know if, like, burning people out at the beginning of the patch for your guild's example would actually be worth the gear you get from it. Because by the time you get to bosses where you really, really need it, does getting a boost and killing a boss early in a patch really matter? Like, doesn't it... Here's how I feel in the Race World first. Every boss, besides, like, the last 2 bosses, are, like, a means to an end. Like, they're there. They're really hard. I mean, obviously, a boss like Nexus Princess took us forever. Even Brood Twister. But, like, Silken Court, you know, is just going to be diffy. The last boss is going to be diffy. They're just harder. There are people in the Race World first that... There's probably 20,000 WoW players that could raid in a guild like Liquid and Echo on the first 6 bosses in a raid like this. And then on the second to last boss, there'd be like 1,000. And on a boss like Queen Ansurek, like the version of Queen Ansurek we killed, there's like maybe a couple hundred. Maybe. Right? That's just to show that like different bosses, and depending on where they are in the raid, have different requirements. So like, do you guys feel that in your guilds? Like, really, isn't it just like, yeah, it's going to take you some time to kill your Brood Twisters, but like, when it comes down to getting cutting edge, it's whether like your guild is good enough to even do the last boss when you get there, you know? Because, like, you could kill a boss like Brood Twister, and it could be super annoying, and weak ores suck, and all that stuff, but, like, have you guys ever experienced, like, killing a boss like that, and even though you had the time, have you ever gotten to a boss where you've just felt like your guild just simply wasn't good enough to do the challenges that the boss was presenting to you? Because that would make a lot of sense to me. That's what I see in the race. When I see guilds pulling Tindral 1,000 times... When I see, like, that is not normal. Like, if your guild is pulling a boss more than twice as much as, like, the world first team, you know, you are doing a boss that your guild is not good enough to do, and you're just brute forcing it and just waiting for it to die eventually. And it will eventually die, but, like, it just shouldn't happen, you know? Anyways, am I out of touch? I'm wondering how much of my experiences translates to what you guys do. Because I know a lot of it isn't relatable, but I think some of it is. Like, basic stuff. Max, my guild hasn't killed Silken Court yet. Do you think we can still get cutting edge? We got to the last phase already. So... I'm not the best gauge for that, but my initial answer is definitely yes. So, Silken Court, I think, might be harder than Ansurek. And it's just for one reason, really. Silken Court doesn't get as nerfed by the... Silken Court's a dance fight. It's a movement. You need to just learn the motions. And then it just dies. So because of that, the gear and, like... the raid buff doesn't really help you. It does help you, but it doesn't help you as much on Silken Court. Where, like, Ansurek has just, first of all, it's just been nerfed significantly harder than Silken Court has. Because it was probably the hardest boss ever, or one of the hardest bosses ever. And then also, it's the exact kind of boss where gear will nerf the fuck out of the fight, right? So, like, when you look at our world first kill, what is the hardest part of that fight, do you think? And it's really obvious. It's when you do the set of 5 acolytes at the end, and then you need to have fucking... I don't even remember the number of people. Is it 16 or 18 people or someone? I think it's like 18 total people, but at that point, like 12 people need to pick up essences, and you need to dodge the spider lines thing while you are going into the last ring. Like, that is by far the hardest part of the encounter, right? And, like, gear lets you not even have to see that. You kill it, like... Do you kill Ansurek before the second to last ring now? With raid buffs? It's got to be close. Right, so, like... But Silken Court isn't really like that. You still have to, like, know how to move. Happy New Year, Max. Haven't seen you all year. Are you guys all doing Dratnos jokes? Good guilds are killing at/before second ring according to the raid leader Discord. Dude, I always have the funniest... I like the raid leader Discord. They seem like cool people, but I do remember the first interaction I had in that Discord. It was like a couple years ago, which was really funny to me. And it was basically like, okay, so I know how like discords and class discords work, right? Like the people in there like to be good sources of information, and a lot of times, like if you look at like a priest discord, right? Like automatic Jack might have a take, but if he's not like actively trying to pander to and be friends with that priest discord, usually filled with some mods who like kind of like being the guy, the source of information, the important person. And if like Jack says anything that contradicts what they say, he's just instantly the villain because they don't know him, or maybe they don't like him, right? Like no matter what he's saying, if it doesn't line up, it's like, well, that guy's wrong because he's bad. He's not in here. He's fucking wrong, right? So like in the raid leader discord, I'm like this big streamer guy known for being a raid leader. So a lot of people take what I say at face value, and like I bet I am the ultimate like streamer antagonist for anyone in the raid leader discord who likes to be right about stuff, right? Because someone's probably going to take my opinion from the, like, you know, and it would just, if it doesn't line up with something one of them have said, I could see it just really aggravating them, because I know people do this and I hate that they do this, but like I know this happens in guilds. For example, raid leader in said guild tries to come up with a strat for a boss, and it's a great strat. It's a different strat than what we did, and the reason why he's doing it is because the boss has changed and the problems that need to be solved are slightly different after nerfs and gear and time, and this is just better, and he's right. But then someone in the guild says something like, oh, well, like Max doesn't, Liquid doesn't do this. Like Liquid didn't do this. So if Liquid didn't do it, like why? You know, and that must drive that person, rightfully so, fucking insane. And I hate that that happens. And I'm so sorry if that's ever happened to you. And like, I have been this like, like antagonistic figure for you, and I have no idea who you are, and you don't know me. And like, I just know that's annoying, and I hate that people do it. But like this was the thing that happened in that Discord. So it was during Razageth on Heroic, and I was doing a lot of undercover at that time, so I felt like certain ways about the Razageth Heroic fight. And I remember someone asked me like how certain guilds should handle like P2 and Razageth, and I just gave them a quick thing about like, here's what I like doing. Like, this makes sense to me. And I never really thought about it again. I wasn't even really super confident about my opinion of it. I just kind of like, someone asked me a question, and I just like fucking said something. And this, like 5 months later or something, I end up hearing about this raid leader Discord, and I just kind of joined and was saying hi. And this guy immediately, people in the Discord were like, yeah, like, don't let this one guy talk to you. Like, he'll have some things to say to you. And I'm like, what? What? Why? And then, like, that guy finally came around, and he's like, all right, dude, I just got to ask you one fucking question. Why the fuck did you say to do, like, this one thing on Heroic Razageth? I'm like, I don't know. I liked it, I guess. He's like, and then he's like, well, this, and I recommend people do this, and it's because like it makes so much more sense when you think about it. I'm like, yeah, that looks good. I like that. That's nice. And like, because I think he took me having like one statement one time about something being as like this super serious thing I was standing on, and like was super important, but I like am totally willing to be wrong, and like it doesn't matter. And like this dude has just been stewing on this shit, and I'm like, yeah, dude, yours looks great. It looks, I would do that too. And it was just such a funny interaction that like something I never even thought about was just like living in this guy's head rent free for. He seems like a cool dude. Seems like a smart guy too. I don't really know much about him, but I just, you know, that just, I find that kind of interaction very funny. Like, bro, I didn't even. How am I making you mad? I'm just here. Max, what really pisses me off when the raid leader will only use the Liquid strat when you try to offer an opinion on how to solve something and they just tell, well, Liquid didn't do it that way. Well, that's exactly what I just said. Like, I don't like when people do that. Also, like, that's what I would do if I was in your all's guilds. I would not intentionally try to do something different, but like, I don't know, it's fun to like come up with stuff that's different and smart and good and trying it. That's like fun as a group. Like, I don't know, could you guys appreciate how much more fun if there wasn't this wealth of information available to you, and like WoW rating took so long to complete that of course you're just gonna take the path of least resistance and just like follow the strat or the guide that someone made? But like, imagine if these fights were like a little more approachable, but you were able to like actually as a group figure them out for yourself. I think you would have so much more fun as a group. So like, I think raid leaders adding that element into it is good. Not to mention there are plenty of fights where what we did made sense for us for a specific reason that like could no longer matter for you. Like especially positioning stuff. We could do some like less safe positioning moves just to get all the damage we can on like this specific ad. But let's say a bunch of nerfs have come in and now that ad is no longer relevant. Like here's a good example, like P2 Ansurek, like who's on what side where. We did that because what was required in the race to actually kill those mobs in time consistently was very difficult. Here, oh, perfect example. Do you guys know when you go onto the second platform on P2 on Ansurek, how you can bait it? You can bait the first rest on whatever side you want based on the first person to get to that platform. Okay, so when we were doing progression, we didn't really know what was causing that. We like tested a few things, but we couldn't quite figure it out. Maybe it was like the previous rest got off on the previous platform because that was kind of inconsistent. Maybe it was like whoever spawned at the bridge first. We tried so many things to like bait it, but we didn't quite try the like who actually was on the first thing. So we didn't figure it out until late in progression. We found it out like 2 days late. And so because of that, our ranged side was getting the 2 rests and the melee side was getting 1. In my opinion, this is objectively bad. The ranged side is harder. The melee side had easier ways to counteract the rests. And if you could have gone back to the beginning, you would have had the melee side doing it. But we learned it so late. Why at that point would we have made our melee learn an entire different phase and our range learn an entire different phase? And everyone going through the portal change their timings when they go in based on canceling a rest or not, which also like kind of domino effect affects everyone else later in the phase too. Why would you do that? It would be a bad decision. Like at that point, like from the beginning would have been better to do that. Yes. But like 2 days after we've been like doing it over and over and over again, it'd be horrible, 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 horrible decision-making to change that. So I'm saying all of this because what if someone is like, wow, Liquid did great on Queen Ansurek. Let's use the Queen Ansurek strat. Oh, and then someone in the raid's like, you know what? I think the ranged should only get 1 rest on the second platform instead of 2. And we can actually bait that by having having like a warrior heroic leap to the second platform to spawn it. And they're right. And then someone says, well, Liquid didn't do that. But they don't know why Liquid didn't do that. Liquid didn't do that because Liquid didn't know how to do it for long enough. Right? So unless you know the whole context, right, you just can't blindly be like, we're doing what Liquid's doing because there's so many things in progression that work like that. Wait, the rest is based on who makes it up first? Yep. Guys, I fucking love World of Warcraft. I can't wait for Season 2. I think Season 2 of The War Within has the coolest theme of any mid-expansion patch since Throne of Thunder and Mist of Pandaria. I think it absolutely clears everything. It's so fucking good. What's the theme? Bro. It's like casino, gambly, goblin. It's fucking vibey as fuck. Have you seen the raid bosses? There's like a DJ boss. The boss fights look insane. Have you guys seen the like boss arenas for like the last couple fights? Bro, they're fucking sick. Here, let me find one. This is the boss arena for Mugsy Heads of Security. Heads of Security meaning ogre. Look at this shit. It's like half and half. So you got like, it's like a little heart shape almost in that. Fucking vibes. Ballsack. It does look ballsacky. So true. So true. It's going to be so fucking funny when my raider looks at logs and compares polls. Only to see the difference is RNG on tier sets. That's not how that will work. There are a few, especially melee ones that look like in the opener, like Assassination Rogue, where like it could be a pretty big swing. But typically all things like that over like a 5 to 10 minute boss pull will average out, right? But for certain phases, it could matter. Like, do you guys remember when we were doing Ansurek World First stuff? Remember how much the casters were like putting so much emphasis on what our P1 push was? They'd be, I don't even remember what the percentages were now, but they're like, oh my God, they had like a, oh my God, they pushed it this percent. Yeah, with the tier bonuses next year, I don't know how much bigger the variance will be, but I could definitely see a world where like the percentages can kind of swing pretty more wildly than usual. But like an intermission would be a good example where it'd be like super RNG. Max, bit of a yap story, but I get that whole thing. In Wrath Classic, we had 2 raid teams for 10-man that would combine for 25 with some others. I raid-led my 10-man team based on the strats I used from experience. In private servers, okay, and the other team was all officers, and the GM hated me because we killed the bosses before they could and smoother. Did they hate you because your team cleared fast? Because this is a one-sided story, right? So, like, something else I think is, like... Okay, is it possible that these other people are like just really jealous egomaniacs, and because your group went faster because of superior private server strats, they hated you? Or maybe like you kept bringing it up? You know, maybe you were just like, hey guys, so using my strats and we might have cleared something a little faster than you. And then it's like, yeah, no shit, they hate you because you're like being fucking annoying. You know, I don't know. I'm not even going to read the rest of that, though. That was long as fuck. You did start it with a bit of a yap story, though, which I do respect. Oh, dude, also, on the podcast, I talked about the new mount next year, the, like, little yellow-looking... It's like a Mecha Raptor T-Rex-looking mount, and I called it a tiger on the podcast. And I don't know why, because it's just simply not a tiger. But that's okay. Max, if you're replying to my story, I'm sorry, I have ads, so I don't know what you're saying. Oh, nice. Thanks for the money. But I also kind of insinuated that you might have been the reason that they all hated you. But don't worry about that. You don't need to you don't even need to go back to listen to it. Your story was great. It's all good. Max, do you think it is possible to start playing now and still make 3K plus IO? Wait, for this season? The skill is not the issue. I don't know if the systems cock block me. That's a YouTube chat commenter, by the way. I would like to say that anytime someone prefaces anything with, by the way, I'm not the reason that I can't get this rating, whether it's in, like, League or anywhere else, there's, like, a really, really good chance it is. But that's okay. But we actually talked about this on a bonus episode we recorded yesterday, where players can actually get really good really fast in today's WoW. Like, we talked to Tobo recently on the podcast. Tobo, and this is true, Tobo, like, started playing the game, I think, after watching Method win in Battle of Dazar'alor. So, like, a little bit into BFA, and he was like, he just watched it and was like, the world first race looks cool. I want to do that. And just played WoW all day, every day for like a year and a half or something, or maybe not even a year and a half. So, like, I guess 18 months, and then just joined Echo from never playing before, right? Now, not everyone is that good, right? You can spend that much time playing the game and just not be as talented, right? People are built differently, right? But I mean, yeah, you can do that. And especially in Mythic Plus. Like, Mythic Plus is definitely very similar skill set to raiding, but a lot of it's like a different knowledge base, and a lot of it is repetition, right? Like in Raid, your performance of your peers is almost exclusively judged by how well you do when you're raiding with them in early progression. Like, your parses and farm don't really matter. That might help in getting into a new guild, but when you're talking about someone's opinion of you, they're referring to how well and how reliable you are when you're seeing something early, in my opinion. In Mythic Plus, I think that's true at the high end. I think people in the high end definitely have grouped with people early in the season, and they're like, yo, this guy's kind of feeding, and it's tough, right? But when you're talking about late season score, you're actually talking about how good people are 300 attempts into a dungeon, which is totally different than your first 10, which is what it is in raiding, right? But so you can actually like kind of just pure brute force, like get really good at Mythic Plus. You can make up for a lot of skill in Mythic Plus by just doing it over and over again. And by the time your score matters for the title, you can have just had more experience than someone else. And that's where your actual ranking would make sense. So I think Mythic Plus is a really good thing to grind. And you're looking to get good in general. But yeah, I mean, I think you can. I think a new player could go from never playing WoW before to 3K IO in a season for sure. But that's assuming you have a ton of time available. Like if you're just like playing every other day or something, like I don't think you even have a chance. But like if you're just like grinding it, you definitely could. Pretty sure I can make 3K IO without a problem. Just not sure if I have enough time. Well, it sounds like it might be a problem, right? I know a guy that started playing in Nathria. He got the Mythic Plus title and Cutting Edge the season after. And he's in Method now. Yeah. That's goat shit. For sure. That's someone who's really driven. Those are the players that we're usually looking at. That might even be like, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. But that sounds like a fast track to Liquid or Echo usually. Is like really, really high level Mythic Plus, really, really high level raid, gets invited to like a top 5 world guild, top 3 world guild, and then excels in that guild, like in their first tier. That's like a prime person we would be trying to recruit for sure. If they're like, I mean, I guess that's just like in general. Like if you are one of the best players in Method or any of the like top 5-10 guilds, I mean, that's just a super ideal recruit. Someone who sticks above the rest. Twitch L, by the way. Dude, what's up, Guzzy the Goose? Yo, by the way, how's your all's, we talked about Christmas already, but how was your all's New Year's? Did you guys, This New Year's was great. I spent it, with the girlfriend. It was fun. But, it didn't feel like very, like, I watched, like, the broadcast and stuff, but it didn't feel very New Year's-y, just in general. I don't know why. Like, the broadcast didn't seem as hype, I guess. But also usually I go to like parties and stuff and it's like a big thing and you just kind of make it up. But people don't give a shit anymore. We're just getting old. Maybe, yeah. My family migrated south for the winter, so I'm stuck here honking at strangers for money. Oh, dude, go with them. Go with them. Is she a live-in girlfriend yet? Nah, I don't want to discuss moving in for a while. I think it's good for everyone to keep like their individuality and their hobbies and their time and their space and stuff for a while. I think moving in too early can be a big mistake. Even though you'd want to spend all the time with them that you can. She has to pass the THD test, I get it. What does that mean? What is... Do you mean just, like, meeting him at all? Like, seeing... Just being like... Like, here's this guy, and here's... I'm gonna show you some things about him. He's a part of my life. Take it or leave it. Like, he's gonna be in my life, and he's kind of a lot to take in, but you're gonna have to accept him. Yeah, it's a... It does. It sounds like you're introducing her to a child. I mean, it's kind of... Yeah. It was assuming whether or not they wash their clothes. THD has his clothes washed, by the way. Like, I don't know why he's fake about this. Like, he lives with his mom, and his mom definitely washes his clothes for him. I don't know why when he shows up to events, he's, like, fronting, like, he has a maid service come by that will wash and dry his clothes and fold them every day. And he's like, nah, bro. Nah, I keep that shit clean. I don't even know. I don't even know what that's about. I'll never know, but that's okay. Do you still play with a numpad for your rotation? I currently don't, since people always talk about bindings on main keyboard. I feel like maybe I should change as well. I bind my mouse buttons. They're just remapped to numpad keys, but I don't actually use a numpad. Actually, low-key, like, if you still have a keyboard with a numpad on it, I feel like it takes too much space on your desk. I feel like a 10 key less, so, like, literally no numpad is a great starting point. I've become more of a fan too. I don't like the 60%, like the ones that actually don't even have the F keys or anything. It's basically like colon through backspace and then each control on the bottom corners. Not a 60%. I think 60% is just simply too small, but obviously it's preference, but yeah, I like a 60% plus F keys. I don't know exactly what that is. That's called a 75%? Yeah, that's kind of goated. Honestly, well, this is I guess a free ad, but shout out Liquid. The Liquid, like the Alienware Pro line keyboard they came out with has actually been really nice, and that is default to those. This is the coolest part of being a sponsored gamer guy, is getting sent like actual good peripherals. Like our entire guild got sent the Alienware Pro line mouse and keyboard, and I know a decent amount use the keyboard, but I think almost everyone in our guild uses the mouse. The mouse is fucking sick. I don't want to get rid of the numpad for non-gaming reasons, spreadsheets and calculators. Oh, see, I never learned to use a numpad, so it's not like natural for me. But I have seen people who are great at using the numpad, and it is great. Yeah. Someone asked me earlier about Elden Ring. I have to leave at like 4:30, so in like 2.5 hours. And I have the last boss of Elden Ring remaining. I don't know if I can do that boss in 2.5 hours from what I'm hearing from people. It's kind of hard. You hear people that talk about it when they did it, but it has been like nerfed multiple times. I don't really know. I think it's possible I could, but I'd rather do it on like a fresh day when I can like definitely like grind it out, like a 3 or 4 hour thing or something. I don't think any of the bosses took me that long so far. This boss would have to be like 2 or 3 times harder than any of the other bosses to take that long. Which, I mean, it sounds like initially it was. I really enjoyed Elden Ring stuff over the Christmas break. That was a fun time. Max, do you still use the keyboard Jinjin Wong made you? Her keyboards are amazing. Bro. Yes, sir. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like in the back it says maximum. It has like a little gold plate. It's really heavy. Maximum, and then the middle, I'm trying to get the lighting right. The middle one has like a Liquid logo, and then it has limit on the other side for like the like a callback to the OG guild, you know? Holy, it's a crusty. It's not even that crusty. I mean, it's definitely, yeah, it's not clean, but just gotta clean them keycaps. I won't be doing that. The gamer gunk fucking keeps you alive. You know? Why is there a missing key? I don't remember. I think at one point it just kind of got stuck down in there, and it's also a key I never use. It's the right alt key, which, by the way, is that like the least used key on your keyboard? The right alt? The one to the right of the spacebar? That's like, when the fuck would you use that? I don't know. But yeah, that one, yeah, it's gone. Who uses the Windows key? Yeah, the Windows key is low-key kind of nice. I rebound it, but the Windows keys can be helpful for like moving your tabs around and shit. Max, it would be cool to do an interview with a hunter guy sometime during PTR to get a perspective on the MM rework. You mean for season, like the projected season 2 ones, or the ones that just happened? Or have they happened? Is it in season 2, or was it a 0.7 thing? I think I remember talking about maybe doing that, and it was like I wanted to give them some time to play with it more. And as far as I know, you can't even log on the PTR yet, right? I think the PTR just hasn't gone up. I don't think a lot of Blizzard employees work right now. I think Blizzard takes a pretty lengthy winter break. I think Blizzard devs are off somewhere through the middle of December to like almost the middle of January. Which is kind of a banger amount of time off, honestly. Max, what level are you in WoW Classic? I don't have a WoW Classic character. Max, I'm just a normie viewer that comes in around the Race to World first stuff, but you're looking confident and healthy. Happy New Year. Bro, thank you. Confident, huh? I guess I'm always pretty confident, but I'm looking confident. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm a fucking happy boy right now. For sure. I have, like, perfect life balance. Loving streaming. Loving my hobbies. New girlfriend going about as good as it could possibly go. Like, best. I've never felt like this in my life. To be honest with you, ever. Feel great. Plunderstorm coming soon. Going to see my family. Is that a Cuban link on your neck? Yeah, THD got it for me. Little poppy chain. Time to get big. Doesn't sound good for streaming. Don't you need to be at least somewhat stable? What are you talking about? We're fucking sturdy as shit. I feel like Plunderstorm is going to be so disappointing compared to the first time. Seasonal game modes always suck when they return. Interesting. I mean, I could see it. I could see it not being as big of a thing. But, like, I think the reason... Okay, so if things suck when they return, it's usually because the hype isn't there. But, like, the hype wasn't even there for the first Plunderstorm. Bro, people were so fucking mad at that shit, and it was still amazing. There was, like, negative hype. They, like, hyped it up as this event, and then it got announced 12 hours before it was able to be played, and everyone was hating on it, and then it finally came out after everyone hated on it, and it was, like, fucking amazing. Except for the people that never want to PvP ever and, like, mentally got themselves in a position where they felt like they were forced to do it for rewards, even though they hated it, which is weird. But, like, it was just fucking amazing. This time, I mean, it kind of just depends on what they cook. Like, before, the balance was amazing. The balance was... so good. Like, everything was good. Even the stuff that wasn't good in solos and trios was, or solos and duos was like great in trios, like the more AoE stuff. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm just speaking for myself purely, but like Plunderstorm will be the most I'm logging in and playing anything WoW related the whole season probably. I understand why they didn't do a new map, but would have loved a rotation of maps or something. I actually hard stand by the not doing a new map. I think new maps are fine, but I think new map is probably would be the majority of the work when doing something like Plunderstorm. And I also think, after spending probably 10,000 hours in various battle royale games, love battle royale games, I think maps changing is so overrated. It's just not what makes the game good. It's all about the gameplay, all about the balance. New maps are always fun, but like, you could just play old maps forever. They have like infinite replayability. What they really need to do is balance the drop points, because like it was still just infinitely better to land on the left side of the map. They need to do that bad. And then I'm really interested to see what the new abilities are. The only thing that kind of sucks about Plunder is I'm going to be gone when it comes out. I am flying to see my family in Miami the morning that Plunderstorm comes out, and I'll be gone for like 3 days. Then I'll play it when I come back, but that's slightly not great, but also the timing isn't awesome, but I want to see my family, so. When Plunderstorm is already operating as a take on a different gameplay mode for the existing game, why divert resources for a new map instead of improving upon it? That's a game dev take from me, but I completely agree with what you said. Yeah, that sounds like a smarter way to say what I was saying. Isn't THD from Miami as well? THD does live in, I think, the Miami area, but I don't think he lives in, like, my sister is a doctor in South Beach, so like she's like on South Beach. I don't think THD lives in South Beach. And it doesn't matter if he does, because, I mean, he would just not leave his house. He's not going to leave his house. He doesn't like doing that. So whether I was there or not would not matter. THD could date your... No. 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 Max, I'm coming to LA next weekend and staying near LA Live. Any good recs for food and drink spots? Bro, LA has so much good food. I don't even really know what you like, but just like anything with good ratings in LA fucking slaps, because it's really hard to do that here. Max, do you foresee yourself playing more in Season 2 since Crest will be easier to catch up than ever before? That is a big selling point for me, yes. I think I'm going to play a lot in Season 2 because the patch just looks amazing. And there's a car. And it goes fast as fuck, too. And you can drift with it. I'm going to be doing that like crazy. You tested it? No, I saw it in like the same thing that you guys have all seen. There was like a promotional video for it that showed it kind of driving around, and it was going so fast. Bro, I am having an impossible time trying to get hype for the next tier. Help. I don't know how to help you, man. You just got to do that on your own. I think so many people are going through for the first time this patch what I've been doing forever. So maybe I can try to help you. Like the like you get super into WoW for a little bit and then you stop. Like I think there's a lot of full season long WoW players that are just now doing the take a break after it becomes less fun and then come back thing. And you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be hyped. Bro, you get hyped every time. Like you think you won't be hyped and then you'll have like a little free time and you'll like see some trailers and you'll see like some clips of some raid bosses or something. And then you're like, I'm fucking in. And then you play for a few weeks or a month or 2 months and then you quit again. And you do it every season. It fucking owns. It's great. Mythic Plus in the next tier is looking rough. Okay. Guys, okay, now I'll acknowledge that Mythic Plus has like ramped up its mechanics over a long time. So like every time you're looking at a new season, you're also like, it's going to be harder to do the dungeons, and it makes sense you feel that way. But I also want to point out that like every season that people said the map pool was great, they said it fucking sucked and they hated it in PTR. And you haven't even seen the fucking dungeons yet. You guys just want to be mad. Like, there's no way you can tell. Like, you could even see the dungeons they announced to bring back, and it tells you nothing. You see Motherlode. Okay, Motherlode's a great dungeon. Bro, they could ruin Motherlode. Oh, you see some other dungeon they're bringing back that you didn't like when it was here? They could make it way fucking better than it was. They've done both of those things. They've ruined dungeons, and they've made old dungeons that were bad great. You have no idea what you're going to get. Like, even the dungeon being thematically great with cool bosses and cool abilities could be good or bad based on where the timer's at, how hard certain pulls scale into high keys. You won't know until you do it, and you haven't even seen the dungeons. How can you say it's going to be bad or good? You're just fucking mad for no reason. You know? I think I'm the only terminally positive Mythic Plus player. Yeah. Did you guys hear my theory about... Okay, so it's possible it's not this deep, but I had a theory like a couple weeks ago about why like certain game communities doom more than others. I don't think I'm right. I was just trying to cook a little bit. So like, I guess this is why maybe like high-end gamers are bigger doomers, I think, than like other people. Is I think it comes down to like unhappiness. Like, if you are... Like, the very, very top percentile of gamers play games all day, every day. They don't go outside a lot. They probably don't have, like, an active social life. They probably, like, just game a lot. And games are fucking great, but, like, I don't know. I think it leads to, like, some... Like, I notice for myself, when I don't see the sun... I moved my sleeping schedule back 3 hours earlier in the day at one point, where I just saw more sun, and that just instantly made me happier. So I was thinking about that, and I was wondering, like, Path of Exile, because, like, someone was telling me, like, Path of Exile people are, like, never happy. And I'm like, I guess that kind of makes sense, because Path of Exile's entire player base is that, like, 0.1%. You know, I guess PoE 2, they, like, broadened it a little bit, but, like, kind of famously, like, the PoE is, like, that game for people like that. I think those kind of people are kind of, like, the way they live their lives, just over a long period of time, just makes them really unhappy. And I think that can be applied to like games that have been out for a long time, because the people who stay are like diehards, and there are people who just like never stopped gaming or gamed less. I don't know if that's... It might not even be that deep, but it was just like a thought I had. I never thought about it like that. Might be wrong too. See, what I do is I go out in the morning and I stare at the sun with my bare eyes for hours. It makes me so happy. I fucking love looking directly at the sun. What is it? The PoE subreddit is the single most consistently negative gaming community on the internet? Yeah, no, it makes sense to me. Like think about it. Like, something that's pretty common with PoE 2 players is, like, thinking about a game that they haven't played in a long time, and whenever they think about it, they get mad and they want to, like, slander the game or make sure everyone else knows that the game is bad. That is the most, like, unhealthy, not happy person behavior ever. Like, if you're happy in your life, you're just, like, kind of chilling, having a good time... Bro, if someone mentioned some show you used to watch or game you used to play that you used to love but haven't played in a while, and you just, like, I don't know, saw some news on it, you wouldn't be like, oh, man, I hope that game's fucking failing. You'd just be like, man, that game was fun when I played it. You know? I think that's, like, the only way you could think about that, unless you were, like, really unhappy. And then you can maybe try to, like, channel those emotions into being like, I'm unhappy. It's because this game fucking sucks and it wasn't fun anymore. And fuck, you know? Like, think about YouTube videos. Think about how we watched one the other day where like YouTube videos that have some kind of negative connotation. And we saw this recently with like Blizzard stuff. Like, if there's a video from like an ex-Blizzard employee, like that Game Master, where it kind of is going to paint any kind of a picture like Blizzard bad, there's so many people whose algorithms on YouTube or social media or whatever are like geared towards feeding them those videos because they know they love it. And it makes them happy to see people be mad at something that they are mad at, right? And that is, again, just like the most unhealthy, like so unhappy way of living your life. Because if you are just having a good time, you're happy with your life, you are not like the happiest person ever, but you know, you have a job, you have like some prospects going in other areas, maybe, you know, you have some friends you hang out with, you know, maybe a partner of some kind. It's just so unlikely that you would hear information like that and like have rage towards those things, or you'd be less likely, maybe. I don't know. But as someone said in my stream one time, they said, I don't think it's that deep. Maybe you're right. But I find that level of it like kind of fascinating. Anything like that might not be that deep. Yeah, but then like there isn't the same thing for like positive videos as much. I guess there is in some case, like reaction videos. Like, I remember I did this. So are you guys ever listen to Blink 182? I mean, they're a really famous band. I'm sure you have. I was not a big Blink 182 guy. But when they came out with that song One More Time, which is basically, it was, I think, maybe the name of their last album. But the song on it, which maybe you've heard, is like them saying like, you know, one of them got in a plane crash, the other one got cancer. They wanted to say I miss you and I love you to these guys that were their brothers and spent so much time in their lives with, and they were estranged for a bit. But like, you know, they were like, this is bigger than that, and I want to have the ability to like say this to you before you're dead, you know? Some real shit. Now, I don't give a fuck about Blink-182. I never really listened to them much, but I watched a ton of reaction videos because watching people who do love Blink-182 react for the first time to hearing these band members say this stuff to each other after all those after those long times was great. Like, all these people were crying. I wasn't crying, but it was very cathartic, you know? Made you feel great. So I think there is the opposite of that. It's like negative videos will always get more views than positive ones. That's not always true. Like watching those videos is almost exclusively a positive experience, and they do exist, but in gaming, it's absolutely the negative stuff for sure. YouTube comment. While I don't defend the extreme PoE 2 comments made, I will say as someone who insanely enjoys PoE 1, PoE 2 does not seem like a good successor to 1, but honestly, that's just because I like their vision with it. Still amazing that people enjoy it. Yeah, I've heard that PoE 1 players, like PoE 2, you kind of expect them to just make a better version of 1, but that's not really what this sequel was. They made a very different game. Like, in fact, I think calling it even PoE 2 is maybe confusing. Because, you know, like I don't know, like if you're making Diablo 2 to Diablo 3, you expect Diablo 2, but like you're improving upon it. And even though Diablo 3 was kind of very different than that, I think that was their idea when they were making it. I just think in a lot of ways they were wrong, right? About what people liked about that genre. PoE 2, they clearly were trying to cook in a lot of different areas and intentionally made it different and slower, and like intentionally slower in certain areas to evoke a different kind of feeling from you. So I think it's totally reasonable that PoE 1 players would feel that way. But I also think that PoE 2 has a much bigger chance of appealing to a broader audience, which you can also respect them for doing, you know? I just wonder, are they going to continue, like, doing PoE 1 forever? Like, are they going to fully support PoE 1 alongside PoE 2? Because it seems like there's a lot of people who want to, like, actually play PoE 1 only and, like, not PoE 2. Endgame for PoE 2 is my biggest disappointment. You know what my biggest disappointment is? never being able to play PoE and enjoy it. I wish I could, man. I wish I played PoE and I was like, this is awesome. But I've just played PoE 1 like 3 or 4 times, never got into it. Played PoE 2, same feeling, not interested, dropped it, no intention of picking it back up. But at the same time, I'm fucking ready. New Diablo season's getting announced at any point. I'm fucking in. I'm down. That is a Diablo 3 and then now Diablo 4 seasons are a good 2 to 3 days to a week of entertainment for me, like multiple times a year. I'm fucking in. I go hard. I love it. But I just can't. I can't play PoE. I don't know. It doesn't interest me, which makes no sense. But that's what it is. It's the microchip Blizzard injected in your last visit. Yes, yes, yes. Saying that the game is not released because it is early access is crazy. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I mean, GGG definitely gets a lot of, like... They have earned a lot of respect from their fans. You know, but yeah, like, thinking the early access, like... we've sold 1 million+ copies thing wasn't the actual release of the game is just insane. Like, oh, it's actually a free-to-play game. Like, no, this was it cost money to play it, and this was the... It's a pay-to-play game that will eventually be free-to-play. The whole, like, oh, the acts aren't in it. Like, they chose to release an unfinished game. But that's a release. That's what a release is. Games have just gotten used to getting away with that. It's there to help make it better, to fix things, etc. Bro, you know how much fucking money they made on that release? You don't think that was the motivator? Come on, man. Come on. Dorky fucking loves PoE too. I'm called Dork. Those little bitch isn't answering me.
Yo, what up, Maxi Poop?
What? Why'd you call me that?
What?
You've never called me that ever. And you're making it all seem like to them like that's just what you call me.
I mean, you did call me.
Yeah, I did call you. Why do you like PoE 2?
Dude, it's actually mad fun. I don't know. I'm literally on this shit right now. I've been grinding mad fucking hard.
How many hours do you have in that game?
I don't know how to tell.
It's on Steam, right?
But
oh, did you buy the
I'm
Reggie?
playing on the standalone. Yeah.
Chad, is there a way to find out how many hours you have in game if you use the like GGG client? They said you can do a /played. Was it all in one character?
Played? Okay, let's see. 14 days, 17 hours.
Do you leave it open?
Usually, yeah. Not
oh, okay. I was about to say that's fucking insane. You have to leave it open. Okay. Okay, but you have been grinding. Okay, have you been like doing classic at all still, or are you an OnlyFang?
Nah, I'm done with classic. But I've been keeping up with it, dude.
Is there
Gingy
still...
died like 10 times. I don't know if you see.
Oh, is there? No, I don't.
he's been dying a lot. Yeah, he had to go. Yeah. Look at Peekaboo's been dying a ton too.
Is there any? I feel like dying. Okay, hear me out. If I'm a content creator in classic, I would plan my deaths. You know?
The thing is, no, like the thing is, like you really don't want to die for the content, though, because like you want to be in on the raids, which is like, you know, the juice, the meat of the content.
Okay, but like, okay, you're probably right, but like all I'm saying is, in my brief following of it, it sounds like like someone dies and their viewer count goes up by like 20K, and then there's like a clip everyone's watching, and then like people are watching your low leveled character to see if you fucking die again. I feel like it's like like if you, all I'm saying is if you had a writing team that fully understood the viewership of classic WoW, you could do some crazy manipulating of viewers by like just having the most insane shit happen to you instead of actually doing the raids.
It is infinite content though. Like not gonna lie, like you can literally, like if you die, you can literally go again, and it's just like you get more viewers, and you can just keep going. Cause like when you hit level 60, you're literally doing nothing. Like Tyler One, he's just been doing dungeons for like the past 2 weeks, and there's nothing to really do.
Like, here's what I think. Do you remember, this is really obscure, but do you remember many years ago when Tim the Tatman was doing Fall Guys, and like he was doing like a marathon stream until he won? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And his viewers were like fucking massive, and like people were watching because it was just insane he hasn't won yet. Like that's what I think. Like if I'm a writer, a theoretical writer for a WoW hardcore streamer, I'm like the guy who can never make level 60. So like your goal is you never actually make it to max level, but you appear to really want to, and you just die in really wacky, crazy ways. And then like people just start watching you the closer you get to like max level, and it's like, oh my god, is he actually gonna reach 60? And then you just like fucking die at 59, like on purpose, but not on purpose. Like it's not clearly on purpose, you like kind of orchestrate it. All I'm saying is someone could totally manufacture crazy viewership in classic by actually dying on purpose. That's my
Dude, I think that's actually literally peekaboo that you're talking about right now. So now he's not dying on purpose, but he's like intentionally going out of his way to do crazy shit. You know, like he's doing it for the Vine. Like he's
That's
out
smart.
there. Fucking,
I think it's smart.
He's trying to do like crazy polls. Yeah, so like he's literally almost every single, like, so I've been watching his stream a lot, right, for the classic stuff, and he's been like popping off in viewerships. Like people fucking love watching his stream, and he's just like trying to do the craziest shit every single day. He's like out here soloing elites that are 5 levels above him. He's like trying to do like a 6 mob pull, and he's trying to like solo the really hard quests, and people just like love that content because like it's actually super engaging. It's like,
it's not surprising.
it's like watching it's like watching a really intense boss fight, except like, you know, you're always like getting to the good parts of it, and it's like, you know, it's life or death, right? Like if he dies, then he literally loses his entire 4 or 5 days worth of progression, and that's literally what happened to him.
Yeah, I feel like Peekaboo is a streamer created in a lab, and his only like reason why he hasn't like super blown up on Twitch is that he's restricted by being like, among other things, a WoW PvP streamer, which has like a very limited fan base. And if he was in like, if he was just like in any major, if he happened to be, okay, like, you know how like Ninja like happened to be the biggest streamer in Fortnite, and then Fortnite blew up, and then like obviously that happened. Like I think Peekaboo, whatever he committed to, he would probably be the top streamer at that thing. And then like if that blew up, he could just be like, I could see him being like Kai Cenat. He's like one of the few people I think could be like right place. All those people need a right place, right time thing, but I think Peekaboo could do that. He's like the only WoW streamer I think that could do that.
About to. Yeah, he's just like he is so attached to WoW Arena PvP, so it's like if he actually branched out, he would actually be a fucking massive streamer.
He also has the crazy hack where his kind of personality lures like Oilers too. Like massive gifted sub. I'm pretty sure he gets more gifted subs than anybody in this category if you were to do it like per viewer.
Oh, not even close. Dude, he literally gets like anywhere from 300 to 2K every single day.
I mean, I remember at the beginning of Dragonflight, they had like the gifted, not the War Within, but like the Dragonflight one, they had the gifted sub campaign. And Asmongold had like 60K viewers, I had 30K viewers, and Peekaboo was third with 8K. And I remember talking to Peekaboo at a party, and he had like as much subs as me. And I had 3 times the viewers for like the whole like intro to expansion thing. So that means that he was like absolutely gapping the fuck out of me, not with the actual like camp, because like a lot of people just like click on the one of the top streams in the section, but for him, he just like, I don't know. He calls it out and he's hype, and those people just fucking love that shit, and they just keep doing it. I wish that I just didn't have to think about it, and that was just part of my personality.
He's also just got that banter with his chat. Like, I don't know if you ever watched some of his streams, but it's actually funny as hell.
Did you watch that video of him? Dude, we're just glazing Peekaboo right now. But did you watch that video of him with like the girl he randomly saw?
Yeah, I watched it live.
I was gonna say I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but yeah, that was a banger. All right, it's enough glazing. We cannot be glazing another dude right now like this.
Dude, one more thing about him though, it's funny. I literally never subbed to his channel, and I have 6 months subbed to his channel.
Wait, really? Like just sitting in his channel?
It's just like purely from getting gifted, yeah. Or like sometimes I'm not even like in his stream and I just get gifted random sub.
Holy shit. Okay. All right, so PoE 2. So what do you do? What do you do in PoE 2? Like what you're logging in all day, every day to play? Like what is that? You're doing.
So I've actually been talking about ARPGs a lot with other people, and I swear, come to the conclusion that ARPG endgame fucking sucks. Like, I don't know. They can't make a good endgame. Well, basically, it feels like all these ARPGs, it's literally just a power fantasy, right?
So
like,
you're not playing endgame?
Oh, no, I've been grinding the endgame. It's just like, you know, I enjoy the campaign so much more.
Well, it's
like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, right, I'm basically at the point where I can just one-shot literally any single possible thing in the game. Like, I can walk up to the hardest boss in the game and just, like, click 2 buttons and it blows up.
Well, then why are you still playing it?
And there's, like, I don't know.
I mean, then it kind of doesn't suck then, right? Like here's
it definitely sucks. Like I want to do stuff with it. That's the thing.
Like, here's what I think.
I want to pop off my character.
Like, I was thinking, like, man, Diablo 4 is so much better than it was on release. And it is. But, like, I played that game all day, every day for a month when it came out. Which is more than I've played, like, any game besides WoW in, like, 10 years. But then I'm saying it sucked. But, like, how can I say something sucked when I played it all day, every day for a month? That makes no sense. That's like you're saying something different than what your actions were saying. But, like, you're saying PoE endgame sucks, but you're playing it. So, like, it doesn't suck, right?
Yeah, I would say, like, the progression to the end game and, like, you know, getting to the point where you are really powerful is fun. But when you actually hit end game, like when you hit end game, there's nothing more to do.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like, you know, maybe it's just like a WoW brain perspective, because, like, you know, like when I'm playing WoW, the end game begins when I'm fully geared, right? Like when I'm fully geared up, I'm out here trying to beat the hardest bosses, trying to grind the highest M+ score, and, like, you know, outdoing other players. But there's literally none of that in RPGs. And the RPG is literally just like, all right, you're infinitely grinding, but, like, what are you even grinding for? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with all this?
Yeah, so that's because, okay, we had this conversation on the podcast, and I feel like you had a very different opinion. Like, because what we were talking, if you guys haven't watched the podcast, basically the conversation was like, when a lot of people get into WoW, you may get into WoW and you might want to do full-time Mythic Plus, you might want to raid, you might want to PvP, whatever, but the first thing that gets you into WoW is, like, leveling your character, getting new abilities when you level up, and then, like, getting gear as the patch goes on, getting that boss from a raid drop in ICC or whatever. Like, it's like that constant. It's kind of what ARPGs are doing, but, like, ARPGs are like a dopamine machine simulator of that feeling, and that's, like, kind of all it is. But, like, in WoW, that's usually what gets people into the game. But me and Dratnos found it so fascinating that Dorky never cared about that. He basically just got into WoW and just really, really liked it for the competing at max level thing. But you're saying you really like RPGs, and you're saying endgame is boring because you don't like being fully geared, which means that you are actually addicted to the
I want to do
dopamine
stuff with
simulator.
My gear. Like, I do wish there was, like, you know, infinite M+ scaling, or, like, I don't know, hard bosses or something, because the bosses at endgame are a complete fucking joke. Like, literally, it was pretty challenging and fun during the campaign. I actually had, like, the best time ever playing PoE campaign. Like, I already talked about this on the Potty Seat. And it feels like I'm playing Elden Ring until I get to endgame. And then once you get to endgame, it's just, all right, now you're just going around just one-shotting everything.
Which is so funny from PoE 1 players, because I don't think PoE 1 players really appreciated the, like, Elden Ring boss aspect, like, from the leveling thing. And you're talking about endgame, and, like, endgame in PoE 1 is the, like, finalized thing that all of them, like, people say in PoE 1, like, you have to slog through the campaign. You just have to get it over with, and then you get to maps, and then they have you. I've never gotten there because I always just get bored in the campaign. But, like, you're saying, like, once you get to, like, full endgame, in PoE 2, it's actually less fun, and they've actually figured out how to make the beginning of the game like really, really sick.
Yep. Also, I really like
It's like inverse.
the whole marketing in this game. Like, it's actually something I miss from older
Marketing?
MMOs. Just being, yeah, or like, just like doing the whole trade, doing the
Oh, literal
crafting,
marketing.
and trying
Okay.
to like, yeah, like literally marketing in the game.
I was like, I've
'Cause
never even
there's
seen a
no,
PoE commercial, but yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, there's no auction house, there's no, like in-game trading vendor, whatever the hell. You have to literally go on a website to look up items, and then you have to shoot a whisper out to the person. And I don't know, I just like really enjoy that part of the game. I want to say like half of the end game that I'm playing right now is literally just me logged in all day trying to like find good items to buy and good items to craft and like sell them for more gold. I've actually been making a shit ton of currencies in this game. It's actually pretty fun.
How much WoW have you been playing?
Logging like once a week. I mean, it just depends on like
Have you been doing any keys?
whenever the boys want. Yeah, but I've still been playing a little bit. Dude, it's so weird though. I swear with WoW, it's one of those games where if I don't play for a bit, I feel like I play like complete dog shit.
That's not
I think there's
surprising.
like,
That's everyone knows that feeling. If you like that, it's like.
well, I mean, it feels like it's only with WoW because like with other games, you kind of just like pick it right back up, right? Like I don't know, I feel like there's no other games where I feel this way because
bro,
like
WoW's fucking
a lot of
hard.
games like, yeah, I think it's just because like there's like so much going on that like I need to be on top of it.
I don't
But
know.
I swear, like it.
I don't know
If I was playing every
why.
game, it's like, all right, if you take a month break, it's fine.
Well, I just don't know why. Like people, I guess like people have this thing that because like certain WoW class, everyone's trying to have like superiority to their class. Like this class is easy, this class is hard. Like whatever. Oh, it's like easy. You just like dodge mechanics and do damage. But I think like WoW PvE endgame at the highest level is actually so fucking hard. There's so many moving parts, and you get so addicted to it that you do it over a long period of time where it feels natural. But just how long it takes to get back into it feeling natural, even after a week or two off, is kind of proof that it's just like very unique and very difficult.
Yeah, dude, I would actually love to see some of these classic non-WoW players try retail. Because like it seems like, honestly, it seems like, Tyler Wynn, for example, he would probably love
Oh, I guarantee you.
playing retail.
So I have a lot of friends in like or former pro league players that I know I've like played WoW with. That really like of all of the people that I know that are former league pros, or I guess Tyler won. I don't know if he ever played pro, but like he plays like high level league, right? Like those people
Yeah.
fucking love WoW. Like that, every single one of them are like, if they've ever gotten into WoW, they like consistently raid and play WoW PvE from league. It seems like it's something that is pretty transferable.
Yeah, multiple of the NA guys have been playing a shit ton in Dispatch. Like Meteos, he's
Meteos,
been playing a
Sneaky,
ton,
Pobelt,
Double Lift.
Pobelters
Yeah.
played a lot. A lot of their former teammates play a lot. It's WoW's a very common league side game.
Yeah,
Even
I was
CS
doing
community.
weekly raids with Double Lift almost every week.
Shroud played WoW, like retail WoW, when he was playing for C9, like in CS back in the day, just permanently queuing WoW. Met Flom and Get Right at TwitchCon. Flom was like a huge WoW play. Like WoW and other esports. WoW is a very common like game to play besides your main professional game as a way to like detach from it, as far as I could tell.
Yeah, it's like a chill competitive game, which sounds like an oxymoron, but
Yeah.
it's like, it's not super chill, but it's chill enough that it's not League of Legends.
Yeah, League. I think Mythic Plusers and League players are like the exact same kind of gamer. Do you know what I mean by that?
I think that's true.
Like when I see like a take from a Mythic Plus player, they sound exactly like a battle-hardened League solo queuer. That's like the exact same,
that literally is me.
Exact same personality.
Yeah. Because I literally would not get into any PvE games. This is like the first game that I've gone into for PvE, and I think that's only because of M+. Like before this, I only do PvP. Back when I played in WoD and whatever expansions before, like TBC. I literally only played for PvP. I could not give a single fuck about doing PvE and trying to like quest and level up and all that stuff.
Yeah. Dude, I wonder. You know how? I don't know. You don't follow sports at all, right? Like completely foreign. I don't think you're in any sports. Okay. Have you ever heard of CTE? Do you know what that means?
Nope.
It's like, so basically,
No idea.
in really, really high contact sports and like most famously American football, where there's like a ton of contact, they've basically found that like from the amount of like trauma, impact, and concussions that it like permanently fucks their brain forever.
Oh yeah, almost break. Yeah.
And there was like this big study about it, and then it led to a bunch of player health and safety changes over many years. I want to see if anyone in our lifetimes, and I don't know if it's possible to do this, see if like, even though there's no contact, I wonder if there's some kind of gamer CTE. Like, I wonder if like, if you queue like years of solo queue and you constantly think your jungler is the reason that you can't rank up, and like if that just like permanently fucks your brain in just a totally different way, and I would believe any result that came from that study, because it would make a lot of sense to me.
It definitely trains your brain in a certain way, in a very critical way.
Yeah. Do you think you have gamer CTE?
Probably.
I don't think I do.
I would say most WoW players do.
I think there's part of me that like, I don't think I ever had what it takes to be like gamer CTE mode. Like whenever I was like still playing a guy, like back in like Eternal Palace, Nyalotha, before that, whenever the grind started getting really crazy, like the multiple weeks of islands, the stuff that I think you said, like, yeah, I could get into a grind like that. Like, I could just like fucking grind that shit out, no problem. I think a lot of people in the guild were like that, and I was always like slacking. I made where I needed to make it to, but like I just, I couldn't do it. Like I wasn't like a grinder, And that's what I think. I think it's that grinding gene. I think that's what the where the gamer CTE comes from. That's like, if you have that trait where you're willing to do that, your brain's just getting cooked.
Of just being able to like do something over and over and over.
Yep.
Repetitively.
RuneScape's like that too, right? I think RuneScape's like a really, really grindy game.
I wouldn't say that's exclusive to gaming though, because when I think of real life example, maybe not real life, but like practical skills.
Dork, have you ever had a job?
That's a crazy question.
Okay,
like, what do you mean by a job?
Well, no, I mean, before gaming. Like, have you ever
as an intern?
Ooh, doing what?
Computer software.
Oh shit.
I told you before, didn't I? I graduated
That's...
with a computer science degree.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you were an intern, and did you like? Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty common gamer. Like, I mean, if you talk to like someone who's gaming a lot, and they're like, "What's your degree?" and they're like, "It's like always some computer." Were you like passionate?
Yeah, it was
about
actually literally what I was doing. It was literally what I was doing before COVID, and then it was like end of BFA. Yeah, that was COVID, right? Yeah, end of BFA, where we got deep into M+, and that's like literally what all I was doing, and somehow streaming became a thing.
So this is like your first real job, kinda.
Yeah, I mean, everything else before that was kind of just like, I mean, I was still considering them jobs, and I was still getting paid, but it was not like,
that sounds like a job.
My career.
Oh yeah, no, I just mean jobs. Like, bro, I worked at like a bagel shop. I cleaned golf carts at a golf course. I like helped manage a restaurant. None of those were my career, but they were all jobs. Like they.
No, what about like washing dishes?
Yeah, that's
I was doing that
absolutely. Yeah,
too.
that is 100%. Because I think that gives you like a certain perspective. Like, I know for a fact my outlook on the world and perspective would be totally fucking different if if I never actually worked a job and the only thing I'd ever done to make money was streaming. I would have a totally different outlook on the world.
I don't feel like those are. Well, because like when I think of people like who say like, oh, you work like a job, I think of like people who would talk about like working.
What, in a fucking coal mine or something?
Well, maybe not like like construction or
so a coal mine.
Fucking I don't know.
Well, they're fucking lifting shit, like they're fucking.
Yeah, Kid Kono work a job, work a real man's job.
Bro, being a software person, that is a real job. You don't have to like pick stuff up.
Dude, I don't know. When I think of software, it's like, because like a lot of my friends do software. It's like, man,
It's a job. What do you mean?
what are you? Sure.
No, what do you mean?
But so is streaming, Streaming is also a job.
Bro, this is like it's a job, but like we have it so good, man.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not good, but it's still very much a job.
Yeah. It's definitely a job, but it's a J omega lol B.
Yeah. Yeah, you see? Praise Jesus. Software is not a normal job. I'm an SWE.
What does that mean? Software engineer? Oh, I thought he meant I'm a Sweden.
Oh, I can see that too.
Like, what does that mean?
Dude, speaking of J.O. Megalo B, fucking JB, holy shit, he's been grinding Marvel Rivals like crazy.
Wait, really? His old ass? Is he good at it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
His
Is he
title's
streaming
been
right
Grandmaster something. I don't know what that means.
Dude, he's got that fucking grinding gene, bro. He's just ready to go hard at it. Let's see what he's doing. Past broadcast 8 hours ago, yesterday 2 days, 3 days, 6 to 7 hour streams daily. Q and Marvel Rivals. What a beast! What a fucking beast!
Is he a beast at this game or what?
I mean, he says he's Grandmaster solo queue, and it's a really, really popular game right now, so I bet he's really good. Like, it's really popular with kids, though, so, like, part of it is, like, if you're in the lower ranks, you're probably just absolutely destroying 12-year-olds. But, I mean, if you're a Grandmaster, he's definitely gaming. It's not top rank. Okay, never mind. I just made that up. I mean, it's probably good, though, right? Grandmaster sounds good.
He's got to be good.
Dude, that's
like
the feeling.
At least.
That's the feeling I had when a couple of us were playing that Pokemon MOBA, like Pokemon Unite, I think, or Ignite, something like that. It was on the Switch, and then I was just absolutely destroying people in that game. I'd never played a MOBA before, and then I realized that every single person I was playing against was like some 6-year-old on their couch with like holding their Switch instead of using a controller. And I'm just like, this doesn't even mean anything to me anymore.
Yeah. Have you seen some of the voice chats in Marvel Rivals? I was like watching a streamer and he had a voice chat on, and it was just a bunch of squeakers yelling at each other. It's so fucking funny.
Wait, do you have a clip of it? I want to fucking hear that shit. Oh, dude. Okay, no, apparently he's GM1. He's top 0.9% in that game. That is definitely... That's good. Actually, would that be good? Because in WoW, the Mythic Plus version of top 0.9% would not be a high score, right?
Yeah, that's like... I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so he fucking stinks then.
I mean, he's still... he's still decent.
Wait, isn't the TGP happening?
Yeah, in like 4 weeks.
That's so late.
Yeah, that's time trials too. Well, actually 3 weeks is time trials. 3 weeks is time trials, and then it begins like a month or a week or two after that.
Dude, that's so interesting. I feel like so... I mean, maybe the Season 2 hype will help, like, build it up, but... I don't know. I feel like Mythic Plus viewership is kind of always there. Like, the TGP and MDI, like, every time I've thought, like, it's going to be kind of low, it seems to always do pretty well.
Yeah, I think TGP will be interesting to watch. It's definitely going to be more interesting than MDI.
Well, they made some weird changes, though, right? They made it so they're going to, like, limit your practice time you get on the tournament realm. Something like that?
I don't know if they went through with that, because I heard from some of the TGP guys that they went back on it. I don't actually know.
That kind of makes sense, because, like, I understand why they made the change, because if anyone talks about TGP and why they don't want to do it, it's because of the 3 weeks of practice before it even starts all day, every day to feel like they need to compete, and they wanted to remove that. So, like, I understand why they made it, but I remember when they announced it, everyone in my guild was like, okay, I guess we just can't do TGP then, because none of them do live keys. So, like, live keys would be the only way to practice for it, and they just only do it for the tournament. So they're like, okay, you would just lose, right? So You just
No, yeah. That's literally what Yips's team was talking about. They said they might have not competed if they actually went through with that. And I
yeah.
was like, man, it's like true because they're not gonna be able to get the practice that they want to be able to get. But at the same time, like, do you really want to subject yourself to that level of practice? I mean, I guess it's like one of those things.
Who's on Yip's team?
Yips, Boomy, Cryptics, Anarchy, and Timbermaw.
That seems good. Have you played with Boomy at all?
A couple of times.
Dude, that guy is fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude, he picked up Enhancement Shaman real quick.
Yeah, no, he might. He's only been here one tier. That guy might be the goat. Like, actually, he feels like he's someone. You know how like when people have that presence when you do content with them, like keys, like Evade. Remember like the first time you did a key with Evade and like how much of an impact or presence he has in the key, and you're just like, God, this guy's fucking insane. I think Boomy is exactly like that.
Yeah, there's just definitely a lot of players where I feel that way about.
Oh, Greg's like that. Greg's a goat.
Dude, I love playing with Greg. I mean, the thing about Greg is like he's not just like as a player, like, you know, Greg's a great dude to just be around. He's probably the most normal WoW player that I know.
No, that's me.
Like, it's actually crazy.
I'm the most normal WoW
That's
player
you?
you know. What do you mean? I'm normal as fuck. Bro, I've been doing things outside all week.
That's true. I mean, you definitely are high up there on the
Let's fucking
normie
go.
to degen level.
Let's fucking go.
The highest being like THD.
Is he the high? He's probably the highest. You know he has like 14,000 hours in Lost Ark?
That's not surprising. Dude, speaking of which, I actually miss playing Lost Ark after playing this shit. Holy.
Yeah, Lost Ark is a great game. I wonder why... I mean, honestly, Lost Ark is probably held back by, like, monetization, if you think about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if they didn't
like the whole
create
game is
the
designed
game...
around it.
Yeah, if they didn't create the game for you to have the need to want to spend money, which is, like, why you feel like you have to have so many alts to pour shit into your main. Like, if they didn't have that approach, which you can kind of understand why games want to make money and stuff like that. But, like, I feel like if they made it more from the very beginning, they made it more, like, accessible... I think it would have been, it could have gotten, like, much, much bigger.
Lost Ark is, like, exactly what I want out of PoE. It's like, if you just take the best of both worlds, I could be playing that game for, like, fucking ever.
Well, Lost Ark has way better class design and, like, abilities and stuff, right? Like, it's, like, not even close.
Yeah. Yeah, combat, class design, end game, the fights, boss fights, like, all that is, like, fucking top-notch.
Yeah, Lost Ark, dude, Lost Ark is just a sick game. Yeah, maybe that is why it just... Actually, I was going to say it didn't fail. I mean, it's still... Lost Ark still has a bunch of people playing it, I think. Actually, let me double check.
It's just like, you know, it's one of those games that could have been bigger. It could have been more.
It's on more places than just Steam, right? Lost Ark?
I don't think so, actually.
Is it only on Steam?
Pretty sure most people are just playing on Steam, yeah. I mean, unless you're counting other regions, but yeah. For the Western version.
Did I miss
It's
it?
only on Steam.
Or did it actually... Oh, wow.
It's probably in like the 10, 20k range, if I were to guess.
It's 35k current players. So
Okay,
it's like
decent.
just out of top 50 on Steam charts. It looks like it's been like really stable though for like, oh wait, this is just a week. 1 second. 1 year.
Yeah, they've had some pretty big stuff recently. I remember Goop was talking about that.
Yeah, it was in like, looks like around March. Like from March to the beginning of May, they had 90,000 concurrents. And then they've had like 30k, 20 to 30k for almost an entire year. Huh. What was the peak of this again? Do they have it? Let's see.
Yeah, 1.3 mil.
Bro, average players over an entire month was 700k. That's fucking crazy. Obviously the peak 1.3, but average over a month being 700 is crazy. And then I remember there was like so many months where it was completely held up by a bot wave. Yeah, I think it was this. I'm pretty sure it was in July In July, they
Yeah.
did like a big bot banning thing, and they actually lost half of their player base. So half of the players were bots. Well, there was probably some people quitting anyway. So like maybe it's not quite that much, but there's hundreds of thousands of bot accounts. That's absolutely insane. I wonder how much money people were making. Have you seen
definitely a lot.
Have you seen those like pictures of the bot farming rigs where like they have
Oh yeah.
like on mobile games they're like they'll have a wall of computers or a wall of phones, but like on computers they probably just have like a million virtual machines that are running. Oh yeah, that's the reason why like the games made in Asia are also just always going to end up looking like Lost Ark because the Asian market cares significant, and Russian market in particular cares about, they don't care about microtransactions at all. They're just like much more open to it. And what's kind of scary is so is like the younger generation of even like the West. So I'm not sure about young Europeans, but like young Americans are definitely like very mobile game pilled and are like used to having those kind of microtransactions in games. So I wonder how long it'll be in the West until like the people who were used to gaming in like the 90s, 2000s, 2010s are going to be the minority of people to where these games can actually get away with probably what they really want to get away with, which is closer to what Eastern games look like.
Well, I mean, I think because these games don't really pop off in the East. Like if you look at how Lost Ark and I don't know, Throne of Liberty and whatever else recently that's come out, they're not actually doing that well in Korea or like Japan or China, whatever. But
Oh, Throne and Liberty, I forgot
it's
about
just
that game.
like, yeah, like these games, they only need so many players to be playing for them to make a shit ton of money. Like them having 10,000 whales is gonna make so much more money than if they made some fairly successful game with like 100K players.
You've never whaled in any game, right? I remember you saying that you're very,
Nah, I
very
am super
anti-whale.
anti,
Yeah, you hate that
I'm like
shit.
THD.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I've whaled in some games. I'm the enemy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about other people whaling. It's just like it feels really bad when the game is fucked because of it. That's all.
Dude, whaling, when you can whale, bro, whaling's so like games that like that's the reason it sucks. Like the reason that it's there and the reason those games do that is because they make it feel fucking amazing to be a whale. That's why.
Yeah, dude, speaking of which, on PoE 2 is like so fucked right now. I don't know if you've been keeping up, but
Can you
this
whale in
game is
PoE
like,
2?
well, it's not a whaling problem, so there's been duping. People are duping the most expensive item,
Beautiful.
Temporalis, in the game, and so like that got super devalued. There are people who are getting hacked. There's like a massive breach or some shit. I don't know what's going on, but like people have just been getting hacked randomly, not without like anything getting installed or logging into any fishy sites. Like literally just like random accounts getting hacked, and there's like hyperinflation with bots. I don't know. There's like so many bad problems happening at the moment, and a large part of it is because GGG is literally on their New Zealand super long holiday break because they take their holiday breaks all the way until like January 6th or so.
That's the same thing Blizzard's
been,
doing. Blizzard, as far as I know, has been off since before December 20th. They're developers, and they're not back until like January 13th or something. They're giga gone.
We still push some updates out, right?
Yeah, they're well.
Wait,
Some of it has been like some data mine stuff. I don't know if they have the ability to work from home, but I know of people that's like somewhere around what their winter break is like, which is also a standard like American holiday working period thing too. It's not uncommon. It's a little longer than.
yeah, but for like GGG specifically, since they're New Zealand based, they've been literally hard gone for like the past 2 weeks, and the game has been, what's the word? Like the integrity of the game has been completely compromised. It feels like there's no purpose in trying to go for these chase items anymore, or trying to like do any trading related
That's
stuff.
a really significant decision, like to release a game right before you know you're going to take a lot of time off. That feels really risky. Like maybe they really wanted to get it out for the holiday season. Like I know people just spend more money in the holiday season, so they feel like it's a better money thing, but Like, I mean, if the success of your new game is super important, you need to spend the most time in your new game when you release it as a new game. And then taking a few weeks off just sounds like as someone, like as an entrepreneur or like a business owner, that sounds like an absolute nightmare. Like that would scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's probably just like their deadlines. It's probably when they had to release it.
Well, they wanted to release it earlier, right? It got delayed.
Yeah.
I don't know if is that public knowledge that it got delayed?
I think so.
Okay.
I remember people talking about that.
Yeah, because I had like a sponsored stream to watch the like keynote for it, and that was initially like a bit earlier, which was the release, and then it got like giga pushed back. But I didn't know if that was like something they actually announced or if like internally it was pushed back.
Yeah, also this game is like the weirdest shit ever. It's so buggy and janky, but it's also pretty clean at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. There are like so many janky bugs, so many clunky parts to how the game functions and plays. But at the same time, like, you know, the combat feels good. The zones look nice. It feels like a AAA game. That's also not a AAA game.
And also, when you have all the bugs, you can just also have some of the community be like, well, it doesn't matter, it's early access, and that's why people do this. That's why people release games and call it early access, because they always have that fallback.
Yeah, every game is fucking early access nowadays.
Yeah.
It's actually
I
ridiculous.
mean, it's just straight up a release. Like do you oh, they could have worked on it more internally and then just had it be a free to play game when it comes out with no, like, dude, you don't think their decision to do this was influenced by the fact that they would get millions of people, which is what they reported, to buy the early access pack to pay for it like an actual game release? We're absolutely motivated by that. Like, it's a fucking release.
Yeah, it should have been a closed beta though, in my opinion. Like they should have definitely just released the game for like a month, maybe at most, and just close it off, fix all the bugs and issues, and like, you know, not let players go too deep in. Because I mean, like I've been going hard at this game, and I kind of wish I didn't, because it definitely burns me out a bit, and I'm really looking forward to playing the actual release, or like, you know, whatever it released, like the rest of the acts and the extra classes like Druid and stuff. But it feels really bad. Like I wish they would have just closed this game off after giving us like a month of a taste.
I mean, dude, I want to actually bring like a game developer on our podcast, which we've been trying to do. We keep getting like dicked around by Blizzard a little bit with this. They're like, yeah, you can do it, and then they'll like ghost you, and then they're like, yeah, we just need to like go over some things with them, and then it just never happens. But like, there's this whole conversation about like when to release a game and like how much a first impression matters versus like getting your game out there. Like PoE 2, it's not a release. It is a release, but like it's an early access thing. But the most people that will ever play PoE 2 ever in the game's lifespan will be when it came out a few weeks ago or a month ago. That's going to be the peak. It'll never be higher than that. Even if they bring in the other acts, they do like an official thing, like it will not peak higher than that, than the first impression of it. But like, think of Diablo, right? Like Diablo, clearly unfinished. They had to change so many things. I don't know how many of those things would have changed with another year of just developing the game internally, right? Like how much of the changes that ended up happening to Diablo to make it a lot better happened because it was released. But like they basically, the expansion of that game only a year later, felt like a completely different and way better game. So like someone would argue, well, shouldn't they have just released Diablo 4 a year later? But I remember a game developer making the argument of like, there's really no proper time to release a game. Like there's never a perfect version of the game. It's always going to improve over time. And like, it really helps doing that when people are playing it. This wasn't like a Blizzard developer. It wasn't even about D4. It's just like the whole paradox of like when you should actually release a game. When is a game actually released, and why people do this early access thing is the reality is these games are always in development. And when you actually decide to make it available to the public is different, but there is no world where it makes sense for any game to like spend 10 years absolutely perfecting and then releasing a masterpiece or whatever, except for like the single player AAA like RPG games. Those are like a little different, but especially anything involving other players online, it's just a pipe dream.
Yeah, live service is different.
Yeah, live service is way different.
Yeah, imagine how bad Elden Ring would be if they just like released half of it.
Yeah, I mean, that would... God, Elden Ring's so good. Have you been enjoying the DLC watch?
Yeah, did you beat it yet?
No, I haven't done the last boss yet. I haven't played it for like 6 days.
Dude, what do you think about the DLC compared to base game?
So I actually feel a little differently than most people. I've heard people make the argument that it doesn't feel like a DLC, it feels like a full game. That is not true. Like, I feel like base Elden Ring is like fucking infinitely bigger. And
Well, I mean, but Elden Ring is just bigger than most games in general, right? So the argument is that the DLC is like the size of any other AAA game.
yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, at the time that I've spent on it, I think I did like 4 streams on it, average like probably 5 hours playthrough. So I spent like 20 hours on it so far, and I'm on the last boss. That's like, I don't even know how much the DLC cost. Well, it didn't cost anything. I had a code for it, but like, I would pay whatever that cost, $40, $60, whatever, like for a full game experience. Actually, wait, what is that number for you? Like, think about you're walking in. This is not really a thing up to today's standard, but picture you're like walking into a GameStop and you have some money you want to spend on a AAA game, and they're either $60 or $70 or whatever. How many? I don't know if you view it as hours spent, but like how many hours of quality entertainment would you need to get out of a game to be willing to spend like the box cost of a AAA game on it?
We actually already talked about this before on Spicy.
Oh, did we do that?
Yeah. This was. I think this might have been a Patreon. I don't even remember if it was a Patreon question or not. But I might have changed my answer since, and I feel like it depends because it depends on like how much of the hours I'm enjoying. If I'm like really enjoying those hours, I would say like 5 hours would be enough.
Yeah,
for me to enjoy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, not
really
every
enough.
hour is built the same. I agree with that.
Yeah, because in a lot of games, especially like MMORPGs, there's a lot of wasted time, right? Like there's a lot of dead time. There's a lot of time where you're just doing not so interesting activities, or like you could call it like chill time. It's like leveling, right? Like leveling oftentimes in WoW can just be really fucking boring, or like it's not hours I would want to be spending money on. But if it's just like like actually engaging the entire time, like 5 hours is enough.
Like, I mean, I think about it like this. Like, let's say you're going out to an escape room with your friends, which also is very similar to a game where it involves like problem solving and working as a team in some cases in games, stuff like that. That might cost you like 30, 40, 50 bucks. And it's only going to be what, like 30 minutes to like an hour, but that's banger entertainment. That's like real good. Right? So again, not every hour of entertainment is the same, but yeah, dude, if I could buy a game and it like got me entertained for like even 4 to like 6 or 7 hours, but I was like locked in playing it, that is like so fucking worth. There's like almost, it's so hard in my life to find things that entertain me like that. That's worth a lot of money to me. But like,
Yeah, I will say though, if it's like if there was only 5 hours of content, I would definitely feel very disappointed. I wish there would be more, but I wouldn't feel like I got cheated out of my 60 bucks.
yeah, I mean, of course, like if you pay for a game and like I said Diablo 4 earlier, right? I bought Diablo 4. I don't remember exactly how much it cost, but I mean, I played that game all day, every day for a month. That's infinite return on investment, right? That, I mean, there's free-to-play games people play infinitely. What's the value on that, It doesn't cost anything. But I think my answer used to be like 20 hours. Like if I bought like I'm talking like old school shit. If I bought like an N64 game, if I bought a GameCube game, I would want to get like 20 hours out of that. But it's changed over time because like the games have become more niche and specialized. And I don't know if this is true for you or anyone else in the chat, I find it harder to be entertained than I did when I was playing N64 games and stuff. Like what I expect out of a game to entertain me, maybe due to just having a lot of experiences, having fun in games, has changed. Like my brain like needs more. So I don't know. I wish I could play something less fun and still be super into it.
Well, has there been any game that you've enjoyed for like only 5 hours and you really enjoyed it?
Oh shit.
Because I'm trying to think, like most of the times, if there's
that's a good
I
point.
enjoyed for 5 hours at least, then I would have like continued to enjoy the rest of the process, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at my Steam list now. Like really enjoyed a 5-hour playthrough. That's like so rare. Well, we're saying that's what would be worth it for us. We're not saying like I often play games like that because like a lot of times you end up playing them for longer than that. But you're like, oh, if I actually only did play 5 hours of this game, it still would have been worth it because like I really love my time playing it, I guess. But
Yeah.
dude, I'm looking through my whole shit. I don't think there's anything that fits that criteria. Actually,
Yeah, because it's like if I'm.
I have one.
What?
It is going to be kind of unconventional. Starfield was that for me. I bought Starfield, which I think for most people was supposed to be like this massive time sink. But like I played 5 hours of Starfield and then I got bored and I was just like, I don't know. I'm just going to like type in these codes and give myself infinite money and just have the biggest spaceship and doing it. Because it was just like, it's like a fucking Bethesda game, right? You just like, the combat's super basic. It's all repetitive. It's like, why would you keep playing this? And then like, but like I enjoyed it for like 4 or 5 hours. I kind of got the bit. I realized the bit wasn't going to change. And then I was just like, I don't know. I'm just going to like cheat and get everything or else I'm just never going to play this game again anyway. And then I did that. And then I have a very positive view on Starfield. I had a great time. But I also think a lot of people would look at that and be like, Starfield was a massive letdown. But I really enjoyed those 5 hours I played Starfield.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right, buddy, I got to go. I got to go blow up and do some other stuff.
All right, when are you playing Elden Ring?
Great question. Tomorrow I have a NVIDIA sponsored stream.
NVIDIA sponsor? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's some
What do you get sponsored by NVIDIA?
it's some kind of shit they're doing, which I understand doesn't narrow down what you, first of all, well, the main thing I'm doing right now is figuring out if I'm supposed to be talking about it.
I mean, who cares? It's tomorrow, right?
Well, that could really matter, but yeah, I don't know. I'm doing some kind of shit with NVIDIA, and then another one on Monday, I think. But yeah.
Holy shit. Yo, give me a 5090.
Dude, you know what I need more than anything? I have a 4090, and this thing is a fucking brick, and I love it. You know what I need? I need that new fucking AMD chip. Can you find those yet? Are those still like impossible to get?
I heard they're still pretty impossible. Do you have a Micro Center near you?
Probably in LA. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, this shit is still permanently sold out for my Micro Center. But that shit's a must-have.
Yeah, no, I heard it like changes your WoW gameplay and Intel.
It's a yeah,
Intel's stinky.
it's not even close.
Wait, hold up. There's no fucking way we're sponsored by Intel. Thank fucking God. I remember I was doing a sponsor thing recently, and I swear I saw like an Intel thing, but yeah, okay, we're good.
Yeah, Intel L.
Walmart sponsor. Okay, GG. See you later. See you on the potty next week.
Yep.
That was a nice little dorky chat, little cat chat. Little cat chat. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna talk today. Got some stuff I need to do. Tomorrow I'm gonna be streaming for a bit. Monday I'm gonna be streaming for a bit. And that's it. Blow up time, blow up time. Always time to blow up. Yeah, I'm gonna dip, I think. Wait, is there anything else that's important? I don't think so. Oh yeah, we'll finish Elden Ring over the next few days. Yeah. And Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everything that you want to achieve in 2025 you can. Ooh, I kind of know what I want to do. No more streams after Monday. Okay, we're gonna stream after that. I don't plan more than like 2 or 3 days ahead. You know what I mean?